Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. And of course, it is time for the weekly news update where I cover everything that is significant that is happening on both the Flare and the Songbird network. We're going to jump straight in over here and starting with this recent announcement from the Flare official account at Flare Networks. Milestone after milestone. $100 million worth of USDT0 has been minted onto the Flare network. It's absolutely huge and very reassuring to see such demand for USDT. We know that there is a huge incentive with the RFLR rewards for being able to provide liquidity with USDT0, and these are actually really great opportunities. I'm going to be talking about that more in more detail in future videos, but this is a step in the right direction, and I can very much expect us to see this value increase as we see more developments, especially relating to F assets, which I predict will be very lucrative for those who are providing liquidity to, say, FXRP and USDT0. We're talking about TVL, or total value locked. Let me boost this up a little bit. The current figure at the time of recording is $224 million worth of value locked. So that encompasses stable coins in addition to other assets such as FLR. This is a great metric to keep track of, and yeah, it's only going in the right direction. We got this tweet here: Flare is hitting Hyperdrive for growth. Why? Because they've laid out the bedrock for durable DeFi, and this is very important, especially for FXRP. Enshrined oracles delivering high integrity and secure data. There's essential stablecoin and blue chip liquidity in the form of USDT0 and wrapped Ethereum. Powerful decentralized exchange and lending infrastructure. Institutional grade custody via Fireblocks and BitGo. And seamless cross-chain bridging with Layer 0. We're not just building, we're here to unlock trillions in dormant capital with F assets, driving true utility and an interconnected DeFi future. Of course, most of you should know now that we are about to launch F Assets version 1.1 on the Flare network, and just to remind you, this only encompasses XRP. Version 2 will expand that scope to other assets such as Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and potentially others too. So the first thing that we're looking forward to is XRPFi through F Assets version 1.1, and I think one of the biggest players is going to be Firelightfly, which is the staking platform. And that's going to be, I guess, a two-pronged attack where we should see F Assets and Firelight both launch in quick succession. Moving along here, there was a community recap call, or a June recap, for everything that's been happening on the ecosystem on the Flare network and what we have to look forward to, featuring SparkDex AI. They've got a token that is going to be launching. I'll talk about that in a second. But yes, institutional XRPFi sets to begin. That's apparently going to be happening, or Hugo estimates it's going to be happening next month. 2 billion FLR is going to fuel this DeFi expansion in the form of RFLR rewards. Again, if you are a member of the Patreon group, you're going to have a lot to look forward to, because I'm going to be revealing my strategies and my workflows on how I'm going to take this opportunity to generate maximum yield. XRPFi is going to be massive, and you should definitely come along for the ride. This call was actually quite interesting, and I did actually create a live stream for this, so it is on the channel if you do want to watch it. We listened in and we had a little talk, a little discussion, and a lot came from it. A lot of nuggets that I'm going to be breaking down and releasing as separate videos on the channel. So I'll be taking the highlights. If you don't want to listen through to the full hour, stay tuned for that and make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss it. Got this from Flare Devs. This is the new account, particularly relating to developers. An interesting increase in activity in the first AI kit repository in recent days. This open source SDK, which stands for Software Development Kit, can be utilized for building verifiable artificial intelligence agents on Flare networks using confidential space. If you are interested, if you are a developer, you can check out this tweet, which links to their GitHub repository. Keeping things moving here, if you didn't already know, this was well documented. Farewell for now, the wind down of FDOE on F-Assets version 1.1 on the Songbird network has officially begun. Nearly $60,000 worth in FDOE still needs to be redeemed, so please do not wait. This is your last chance. You need to redeem it before June the 21st, or as they say here, risk being stuck with unredeemable FDOE. You can follow these links here that will help you redeem it, and there is a walkthrough video from Flare on how to actually do that. So take this note, and if you are holding FDOE, redeem it within the next couple of weeks. Moving on to DeFi here, we actually had this huge news from Enosis releasing their first taster of their APY Cloud in their governance portal. This is highly anticipated, and for good reason too. It's basically an aggregator of all of the fees that Enosis have accrue from the various products, and basically if you're holding some of the governance assets, you will be able to share some of that fee or some of that income. Now, this is previously, or just recently, sorry, launched on Coston, which is the test network, and once it's been tested there thoroughly, we can expect that to move over to Songbird. One thing that I really do like about Enosis is that they follow the pipeline of going from the DevNet to the Canary network, Songbird, and then eventually the Flare network. So what's next in line for Enosis? It looks like it's going to be APY Cloud on the Songbird network. This is what it looks like if you haven't already seen it. This is the governance side of it, so you can create proposals and people vote on these, and it is somewhat restrictive in the sense that you cannot create a undefined proposal. So things like adding new tokens to their decentralized exchange is one good example, and you can create many more. And they said that they're looking to expand the options available as and when the product matures. Now also you see this over here, stake and unstake. Yes, that is the governance tokens. As I mentioned before, you can get a reliable APY, which is funded from the activity on their suite of products. Sustainable APY, so it adjusts based on the activity and the traffic of these products. Something that I'm looking forward to very much. And yeah, if you want to give it a try and help the developers analyze and test this application, then you can head over to gov.enosis.global and connect to the Coston test network. Sticking on the theme of DeFi, Flare integrates TrustSwap, a trusted launchpad that's helped raise $100 million worth of dollars for 100 plus projects. Now open to the Flare network builders. First up, it's the Spark token that is going to be released by SparkDex with support from Team Finance's token management suite and exposure via the crypto app. So yes, there is a new token coming to the Flare network from SparkDex, and in that X space that I did mention a couple of slides ago, or a couple of tabs ago, they did talk about this a little bit, and I'm probably going to create a dedicated video. They talk about sharing, I think, 50% of the fees that they generate to people that hold this token. I'm going to hang back and wait for the white paper and give it a read, and probably release a comprehensive video for you guys to, I guess we can walk through this together. Right, this is their roadmap. Spark token sale is big news. Let's see, Q2, which has just ended the launchpad. I guess a couple of weeks late now that we are in July. Q3 is the StratX integration. UI, user interface, and UX, user experience improvements. Q4 is going to entail insurance vaults, V4 DEX, which is a Uniswap fork with some custom logic, which is basically unlocking hooks for the decentralized exchange, allowing you to add programmability to certain liquidity pools. In the first quarter of 2026, AI features. Again, I'm going to contain all of this and wrap this up in a bundled video for you to enjoy at a later date. This is news from EasyA app. Wake up, babe. New Flare Networks challenge just dropped on EasyA. This week we show you how to build your own app with Flare's data oracles, the FTSO. If you are interested, it's definitely a good way to learn, and it is targeted towards developers, those who may be looking to develop on Flare for the first time and may not know the novel functionality that it offers. This workflow runs you through some of the core features and functionality of Flare and basically takes you on a bit of a journey. So if you are interested, check that out. So I did have a great time actually joining the Incubator crew. We discussed, it was almost like an introductory speech and an introduction to the products to the broader cohorts in this Incubator program. It's 8 weeks and sort of aiming to take small startup projects to fully fledged, businesses with the help of guidance from some of the best experts in the space. So I did get to meet quite a few different people here and some very interesting projects that you may not have heard of, but hopefully by the end of this 8-week course, maybe you'll be hearing some more of them. I'll certainly keep you updated once they go public, but obviously I want to respect the privacy desires. And it was great. We had a good chin wag, and maybe there's a face reveal coming up because I did have my camera switched on. I guess time will tell. Okay, xHaven. This is Flare Network's best or most liquid NFT marketplace at the minute. We just go here and look on the 7 days chart. These are the top NFT collections for the week. First is the Blockbones traits. In second place, it's the Blockbones collection itself. In third place, it is the Freaks collection from Digital Dynamix. In fourth place, Pico playing cards, which are making a nice resurgence here. And in fifth place, it is the Maids collection. So lots of activity, and I want to talk to you. I guess there's a lot of these that are the top 3 here are part of the Digital Dynamix collections. And this is something that I'm really proud of. We do have some more collections coming. And of course, the more collections, the better, because you can read this NFT or this thread, featuring the Digital Dynamix royalty NFT. This is what the Dynamix ecosystem all surrounds. It's a race to get one of these NFTs, and there's only 100. So let me just run you through this visual really quick, because I think it's a great visualization to explain the Digital Dynamix ecosystem. So just on a high level, before we get into this, every collection is emitted Dynamix, and to get Dynamix, you need a fully fused NFT, which is a base layer with all of the traits fused to it. That means that you're eligible to earn Dynamix tokens every single month. Now, what do you do with the Dynamix tokens? As I mentioned, you get to purchase one of these royalty NFTs. What was the use case for the royalty NFTs? Well, let me break it down for you. So we have numerous collections. This is collection A, B, C, D, E, however many you want. It's going to continually expand. They all have similar metrics: 1,000 base layers, 1,000 traits, Dynamix rewards, and the royalty share. Now, they all accrue royalties through the secondary market, as we see here, right? Now, 40% of these secondary sales royalties go into the royalty vault. This accumulates, and of course, as I said before, as the ecosystem expands and more artists choose to launch through Digital Dynamix, you can expect this royalty vault to increase at a faster rate. And of course, the token is going to be FLR. Now, here we have a list or a block representing the 100 royalty NFTs. Since there are 100, it means that each has a 1% claim to this income. So NFT 1 has a 1% claim, NFT 2 has a 1% claim, all the way up to NFT 100, which has a 1% claim. The whole ecosystem is based around expanding the awareness of certain artists and being able to create an ecosystem that benefits the collectors, right? It's only the collectors that earn digital Dynamix tokens. They're remitted for free for those who manage to fully fuse their NFT. With that Dynamix token, they're able to buy one of these royalty NFTs. And if you hold one of these royalty NFTs, you get 1% of the royalty share income, which is 40% from every single collection for life. We also have this royalty page here, which is digitaldynamics.co.uk/Dynamix. And if you are interested, you can see a rich list of the current leaderboard, let's say, the top 50 holders. Topping the chart is this address with almost 30% of the way there to getting one of these NFTs. But again, it's a case of investing in the artwork that you enjoy, getting paid digital Dynamix tokens for the privilege, and then trying to accumulate and race to 1 million. What happens when you get 1 million? When you can buy one of these NFTs and 1 million of the Dynamix is burnt within that process. So by the time these 100 are bought, there will be 0 Dynamix tokens left. And the Dynamix token is emitted to each collection at a controlled rate, and the current rate is 100,000 Dynamix shared between all of the eligible NFTs every single week. Every single month. So moving along here, we've got this true story. Every Blockbones holder is a part of Flare network history. Shouldn't just get what you're given with NFTs, right? This is how they traditionally work, very much based on luck. But you can unleash your creativity and craft an NFT that you love. The whole premise behind Digital Dynamix is putting the power of choice back in your hands. You get to be part of the creative process, and in fact, I've seen some people within the community that even buy these NFTs for their children to buy the traits and fuse themselves, and I think that's very wholesome. So, step 1, you buy a base layer. Step 2, you mint the traits. Step 3, you fuse the traits to the base layer. And step 4, well, it's all about rewards. This is always interesting because the Flare community do love math class. Let's highlight the significance of the 20th month milestone, which is, so if you didn't know, the Blockbones collection is somewhat unique in the sense that it has rarity-based rewards. You get rewarded FLR based on the rarity of your NFT. So we just finished the 7th month distribution, which is 700,000 FLR. And this continues for over a year now. And we just mentioned or just announced that there is the 20th month. And this is generated from the sales, from the secondary sales, a portion of the secondary sales, from the compounding of the war chest, from the RFLR rewards and all of that good stuff. It allows us to add months to this reward distribution, and it is at a minimum 20 months of rewards. We're in the 7th month now, and each month it increases by 100,000 FLR. So within the first 6 months, we had 100,000, 200,000, 300, 400, 500, 600, and that totaled to 2.1 million FLR. Now, the addition of the 20th month is extremely significant because on the 20th month, we're going to be giving away 2 million FLR to the holders of Blockbones NFTs that are fully fused based on the rarity. And if we get a 21st month, which is not out of the realm of possibility, we will be giving away 2.1 million FLR. So as you can see, this 20th month is almost as much rewards as the first 6 months combined. If you do want to get in on the Blockbones project, now is a great time because the rewards are really just getting started, and as each month goes, they increase substantially. In addition to that, the traits are at their cheapest price ever. We also have the Blockbones token, BNZ, and Flare announced recently that they did their monthly burn of FLR. About 66 million FLR which has gone away forever and part of their broader plan to burn 2.1 billion FLR. Blockbones are also burning 94 million left, so we've already burnt 6 million, and this was what, the 6th of July, so a couple of days ago. Let's have a little peek here. Almost another million burnt now. And why is this significant? Well, this increases your share of the Earn wallet, which is a war chest of FLR that only increases over time, and it's basically redeemable on a percent basis with bones. So if you own 1% of the bones supply, you're going to get 1% of the FLR that is in the Earn. Right, moving on here. If you are interested in getting a special trait or a semi-special trait, this is without a doubt my favorite trait in the collection. It is the microwave, and yeah, you're gonna have to be fast. This is the last one, 5-in-1 trait. So you buy this, you fuse it, it is considered fully fused. It is unique, there is only one of these in the collection, and the reward rate for this NFT is 75 out of 100. There is an auction that is live right now. It does end on Sunday, so in 3 days time, 3 days and 3 hours. So if you do want to get your hands on this, be sure to place a bet, and it's sold exclusively in BNZ, which 90% is burnt, again adding to that deflationary pressure. Right, I'm going to wrap up here with this poll. Very interesting, and I'm going to run the numbers once this actually ends. Almost 1,000 votes, which is very interesting indeed. I will link this in the description below for those that may want to help bring awareness and clarity to the demand for FXRP. So I asked how many members of the Flare community both hold XRP and are ready to deploy it onto the Flare network to start earning yield. How much XRP are you going to put to work? Of course, this poll is anonymous, and the best practice is not to share your amounts in public or in the comments. So yes, I can't see who's voted on this. It is very much anonymous. But it's going to be interesting to tally all of these numbers up and see just whereabout we are with the community demand for FXRP or XRP-Fi. We know institutions are very interested in the likes of Vivo Power and Uphold, but the community, us, the retail investors, I think we're going to have quite a big share of the demand as well. And we want to be earning some of that RFLR rewards and it not just going to big institutions. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see with that. But that is pretty much the video. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It is a free way to help the channel and it really does help the growth. I'm expecting a lot more traction in the next couple of weeks and months ahead as we see the FXRP come to fruition. I think we are just on the cusp. Hugo is expecting it to come next month. And again, expectations is not a certainty. We're just going to have to wait and see. With that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. Do have yourself an incredible weekend. And until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.